Alright, good afternoon guys, and welcome back to Pristine Automotive Designs. We are here with Lowe's, the C7, the C5, and we're going to show you guys the differences between the two. It's going to be kind of a review of the C5 Corvette, but also kind of just showing you the differences in style and body lines and motor, all those cool things. But without further ado, let's start with some pan shots. So like I said a few minutes ago, we're going to be comparing the C7 with the C5 and just going over some of the cool things about both of them. So as you guys can see, the newer C7, it clearly has much newer body lines, more defined, a little bit more of a futuristic look, if you will. There's a lot more body lines going down. Yeah guys, as I was saying, lines, it's a lot more of a curve, and there's a little bit more defined lines. As you can see, the bumper is a lot different. There's different vents in the older model. There's two separate vents on the side, and with the driving lights on the side. And as you guys can see on the newer C7 model, it's similar. They changed it a little bit on the ZR1, how it's 3 large vents instead of 1. Alright guys, so as we get into the wheels, as you guys can see on the newer model, it's a 5-spoke similar wheel. The C7 does come with different standard wheels, but this one has the 5-spoke, and this one also is 5-spoke. As you guys can see, it's a little bit more round. With the design of it, it's a little bit more round, has a Corvette logo in the center. And with the brake pads, it is a little bit smaller brake pads. This is the metal brake pad cover. It says Corvette on it. And on the C7, as you guys come over here to the C7, it's a Brembo brake pad, and it says Corvette on the side, but it's a little bit bigger. These are 6 pistons, and I believe the other one is a drum brake instead of a Brembo piston brake. Alright guys, so as we get into the rear end, you guys can clearly see there's a lot more of a difference. On the C7 model, there is a lot more of a square, rectangular motion. As we have on the C5, it has a lot more curvature with the oval-shaped taillights. On the C7, we have the more rectangular taillights with the more square, aggressive side of the C7. And with the taillight, there's a slight spoiler on the top that goes across, with LED lighting that goes across. And as we come back to the C5, it is a little bit smaller and it's incorporated into the bumper. Of course, as all Corvettes say, have the Corvette logo in the rear end. You have the Corvette spelled out in a little bit newer letters, more of a square shape with the newer Corvette chrome logo. As you come back to the C5, it's bigger, a lot bigger, and it's spelled out into the bumper instead of a chrome plate placed on it. And it's a lot bigger and a little bit of an older model, as you guys can see. And another obvious thing is the tailpipes. As you can see, all Corvette models have the quad tips, but on the C5 it is a little bit larger, the tip wise, a little bit larger. But as you come back to the C6, it expands out, so it definitely looks wider, but in the internals it's just a little bit smaller. But they both look very aggressive. As you can see on the newer model, it has the it's all filled around, has the plastic bumper around it, and on the C5 it's a little bit more exposed to the eye, and between it you have the Corvette logo and you can see it a little bit better. Alright guys, so as we get into the interior, you guys can see the door frame has a little bit of an older feel to it. Has the buttons for the windows and your memory seats, your handle, and your steering wheel, the C5 steering wheel. And as we step inside, as you guys know, on the newer models, it is push button, has the metal key to it, and it has a little bit of the older GM modeled radio, AC controls, shifter, cup holder, and your actual brake instead of the electronic brake that the C7 has. So you guys can see the speedometer on the right with the RPMs to the left, and the battery, gas, such things of that nature. Your page controls, your display controls on the left, as well as your lights and your trunk. And all around, it is a very clean looking look for it. As you can see, it has the Corvette logo on the dash, and it has a very good feeling grip. The space does feel a little bit smaller, but in the C7 it's more of a cockpit and it's more focused towards the driver, which I'll show you guys in a second. But yes guys, you have your fuel and trip options here, and all around it's just a very nice feeling to be in. The seats are very, very comfortable, as most GM models are. But I'm gonna go over to the C7 and show you guys the interior of that comparison. Alright guys, so as we get into the C7, you guys can tell it's a lot more updated interior wise, as well as your gauge clusters. You're greeted with the Corvette. You have this large touch screen with your gear shifter in the center, your change gears, as well as the C5 does not have the option to change your, like Carlos said, all in one gear, just sport. But you do have the option of eco, sport, track, things of that nature over here, as well as your large cluster. If you press the engine start button, your gauges come on. You're greeted with the Corvette logo on the screen, and as I was saying earlier, turn it off so to make the dinging stop. But as you can see, it's all one curvature area focused for the driver. The passenger has their area and the driver has their focus area. And another very essential thing about the two Corvettes is the fact that they have the newer one has an electric top to go up and down, and the older one is a manual. You want to show us how to put the top up and down? All right guys, so we're going to show you how the top goes up and down on the C5. We're not going to do the incomplete process because we're going to end up putting it back down, but we're going to show you how the top flips open and this top comes up manually. It folds over. You guys can see the clamps on the front and the glass in the rear. You sit it back down. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and put it back because we're going to end up putting it to top back down. There's no need to put it back and forth, back and forth. As you guys can see, that it stores away back nicely and has the clean top on the top and matches. Alright guys, so as we come back to the C7, I brought out the key to show you guys. As you guys can see, this is how the top mechanism comes up with the electric button, and the rear comes back down with the top and goes back down, and you get a beep noise when it is completed. So now I'm going to show you how to put the top down with the key. You unlock twice and hold down the top, and if your windows were up, they'd come down, but as you guys can see, the top opens up and the glass folds back, as well as the top folds back. The mechanism is recovered and it folds back down, and you get your beep noise letting you know that the
guys, so I hope
complete.
you really enjoyed this video of seeing the C7 with the C5. We're just gonna enjoy the rest of this beautiful day, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.